Meeting come to order, please. Would we all rise? Say the prayer, please.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this great day you blessed us with. Thank you for all your many blessings each and every day. And Lord, most importantly, thank you for sending your Son to die for us. That is the most important gift you could give us. Be saved by his grace. And Lord, just pray now that you be with us tonight. Help us all work together, make the best decisions to benefit our community. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Now the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you all for coming. You want to give a roll call, please?
Yep. Punky Stevenson. Here. Laura Wagner. Here. Mayor Donnie Pruitt.
Yes.
Judy Colter. Here. And John Kaczewski. Here. All is present.
Okay, thank you all for coming tonight. We'll go ahead and get started right on this so that we can get home. The first thing I need is to turn it over to the council for approval on the consent agenda, approval of the bills, minutes of the previous meeting, and the monthly departmental reports.
First, we need to change how the agenda itself is worded for the new business.
What do you mean?
Where it says under new business, Alderman Wagner to discuss the purchase of new golf carts for a golf course. That's not how I submitted my request to City Hall, and I would like to know why the wording was changed.
We're not there yet. Let's go ahead and get on the consent agenda.
Do we need to do,
We're approving bills from last month. We're not talking about this month. That's new business. We can discuss it when it comes your turn. Now,
do we need to approve the,
the
is
bills.
this in the agenda though?
Yes,
Do we
got
need to
nothing.
make a change to
So
the agenda?
you approve this agenda next month. You approve the minutes of this meeting next month. We're approving last month's minutes.
Okay, I just want to make sure before we move forward,
We went,
on this agenda that is presented to us, that I wanted to change the wording on it.
this is the consent agenda for last month. If you've got a problem with last month's agenda, let's talk about it.
Well, I just wanted to make sure we're doing everything in the correct order.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I do have one thing on the reports, the bank cash report.
What page is that?
It's 69.
I don't even have it. I must not have put it in my packet.
I talked to you last month on this, Shannon. It was the transfer out of $651.91, and you said it would be fixed that week.
Linda and I both looked through it and into it, and so did Morgan and I, and I'll explain.
So there's different corrections from October, and we get it all back up.
The 150, G-Works looked into it and took it off because they said it was a correction, and now it has threw off a month. So now we've got to put another ticket in for them to go back in because they said it could be deleted and it can't. It messed up August. So it's still a work in progress.
But you had all the books balanced out in October, right?
They're always, yeah, they've been balanced every day, every
Yeah,
month.
but Linda, she got all the mistakes and everything.
She went through June. I took over in June. July.
Yeah, but she went back and got all the mistakes out of everything, and we had everything balanced up into October.
Those transfers have been on there for several months.
I know. I would like to see them got off of there.
Yes. Agreed.
And then down in Bank 4,
Uh-huh.
it's showing that that bank is off $1,666.66.
Okay, it shouldn't be. I just ran a cash report today.
Well, I'm just going by the report
Okay.
you handed me.
Okay. I'll look at it and see what it was that didn't update, because I ran one today and it's no discrepancy at all.
And then there's a $250, yeah. But there's the discrepancy
I'll make a notation here, we'll check onto that tomorrow.
And then court is off?
I didn't think so. What page did you say it was?
Court's on, bottom of 69 and the top of 70.
So, yes, and she had a ticket in, and I believe that is fixed. Something didn't go to both sides, but I believe she's already taken care of that. And payroll is not off at all.
No, it's balanced.
It's bank two.
Right. And it balanced. Okay,
Yeah, bank two is the one that's off.
that's the only discrepancy I've seen in it. It just, you know how I am. I like the books to balance. That's
Well, we
what I
appreciate
said.
it, we appreciate it, we appreciate it. That's why we're here.
But, if you can let me know when you get that transfer off of
Yes.
there.
Yep,
And
sure will.
what the problem is with the 1600.
Yep. Yeah, that's, she's not caught up on her bank rec and bank two in electric.
It's bank 4, isn't it? Or is that bank 2?
No, it's bank two. Bank four, payroll's balanced.
Yeah,
It's just bank two.
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Got the wrong banks.
That's all right.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's continue on. This is approval of the last month's agenda, approval of the bills, approve the council minutes from last month, and the departmental reports. We gotta have a motion to accept those.
I'll make a motion.
Well, I have on the closed session minutes, we're walking a fine line with putting them in, like bunching them in with the open minutes. Like, and I feel like they need to be less. Does that make sense? Like
Just should be
the
just
verbiage,
rough.
the wording, it should
Just-
be like not a detailed account of what happened, you know, like word for word verbatim or anything like that. It should be like very nebulous, just open. And I feel like just for safety's sake, like say if someone has an issue with it, it's not something we probably should be discussing
You
in
cannot
open
discuss
session.
it. You cannot discuss it in open session.
And that's what I'm saying, but it's put in with the consent.
Because they told, everybody told her to put them in, and put in the minutes. I told her that closed session minutes should not be publicized. And who told you to? That
MML.
MML said that she has to do that. So she's just trying to correct
Yeah.
and make it right for everybody, and she's getting it from all sides. I don't know, I don't think they should be posted, or why go into closed session if we're,
Shannon and I had a discussion with MML on it, and she said that she had to give the council a rundown of the closed session meeting, but nobody up here that was in closed session can talk about it out in public, so we can't share this with them. I think it is a little detailed, and I think the detailed report needs to stay in the file, but they said,
Still available. It's
Yeah,
available to
yeah.
the public.
right.
It's
No,
really,
no, it is
they
not.
request it.
no.
they request
After
it
72 hours.
after closed session, they can come in and get it in closed session.
Okay,
I think that if the closed session meetings are to make public, then we might as well just have it get all that in here.
That's why you're right, that she's right in one part, and that is closed session, it should be just a rough draft of the minutes, not a detailed report of the closed session.
and that's what she can give to the public.
Yes.
Okay, make a note of that, and from now on, just a rough
Keep it
draft.
It's not top secret, it's just
Yeah,
there to
just-
protect the names of people that might have been discussed, personal issues, that's all.
It's
The rest
just
is
hard
all
because
different.
everybody has their own
Definition.
explanation, and MML said the only thing I put on public is just if we made a vote. Nothing else goes on
Just the vote.
open session.
Yeah.
And then I do a confidential set that's only for us that is never made public according to MML.
Well, that's why we go into closed session,
Yeah, I
to
don't-
just discuss
No matter what I
confidential.
do, somebody's not happy, I'm just not really
Well,
sure why I'm supposed
if
to
you
do
do in
it.
some cases, you talk about an employee, you get sued.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just to protect them.
yeah.
So it's just, should be just a rough draft of what went on, and that was it.
it just should say something like,
This was
Discussion
discussed.
was, yeah.
with an employee, and that was it, and then if we vote, we have to come back out and vote,
And that's back to open.
that's it.
Yeah, and that's just
Because
a safety
if
measure,
everything
just
can
to,
be made public, we might as well have a public hearing.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Coulter made a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, Mr. Six?
Aye.
I,
All in favor? All right, we're gonna go back to old business and everybody, I know everybody's been asking about these grants and stuff. So I asked Mrs. Higgins, our financial officer, to come in and explain them to you, and I think, did you pass
Yes,
a copy out? And we're not gonna get into a debate here. This is just information that she's gonna give you. We're not gonna get our hands up and raised and all this. This is just information, and then we can go on. So, Ms. Higgins, will you, and she's gonna remain seated. I give her permission to remain seated.
Okay, so I just want to kind of give everyone a rundown of how grants work. Typically, when we apply for a grant, it goes through the issuing entity, and what happens is that we don't receive the funds until the work is started. So when the invoices start coming in, what we do is we take those invoices, the payables clerk takes those invoices, she makes copies, she gives them to me. I review them, make sure everything is where it needs to be, and then I send it to the issuing entity. Then they go through and check our list to see that everything is where it needs to be before they'll even cut us a check. How we know that everything is going where it's supposed to go is because all the products, all the materials and everything that's purchased is actually done by the engineers. They have a full list of what's going into that project listed out. There's no way for any money to be misplaced, mismanaged, or anything like that. I just want to make that clear. We do have some ARPA funds where we were paid up front, and we have to turn in a complete list for that in April. So I just kind of want to give you guys a rundown of how the grants are working, because I know that a lot of people have had questions about, where is the money? We don't get the money until the project is done. And then we have to send out invoices that's checked by multiple people. And then when the checks come in, it comes into to a completely different clerk. They post the money, I check it, and then I send it off again. So there is completely controlled. The first grant that I'm going to tell you is about that we got, all in all, we've received 10 grants so far, totaling $2.2 million. The first grant that we received was for the wall for COVID to protect the girls. It was part of the CARES Act grant. We got that one. And it also reimbursed us for sanitizer, cleaning products, all the things that we thought that we would need through December 31st of 2020. So that totaled $23,663 spread out through multiple departments throughout the city. The second CARES Act grant that we got was actually done by Stetson and Jamie. That was for the police department. They were in control of that grant. They got it for a cage for protection with COVID, it's COVID related. They got new laptops, or another word for it is MDTs. They got the car mounts for the MDTs, software for records management, and data packages to year end. And that totaled $72,570.04. We have something called entitlement funds that we get for the airport. It is the first year, whenever I got here, 19 had not been applied for. I applied for that. It was $150,000 with a 10% match, which means that we had to come up with $15,000 and they gave us $135,000. What we were using that for was for the Pappy Light project, because they had been out for several years, Eddie?
It's been out for quite some time. I don't know the exact timeline, but yeah, the Pappy Lights, which is I don't know if everybody's familiar with what the Pappy Lights are. They're the landing lights for runway 28, which would be the runway coming in from the east. That's, say if you got a new pilot coming in, it kind of helps them figure out if they're coming in too high, or coming in too low, or coming in just right. So they've been out of commission for quite some time. So yeah, that's what that money was going for, was the new Pappy Lights, which is still in motion. It's just taking a while to get everything done.
Eddie, if you, everybody probably knows who Eddie is, but I appointed him as the head of the airport, so he's been running airport operations down there, making sure we got fuel and so forth. That's why we got Eddie here to talk about the airport. Go ahead, Nancy.
And then, so the 10% match actually came from another grant. It was the Airport CARES Act 1. That was through MoDOT, and that is what covered our 10% on that one. And then if you could look farther down, number 4, I applied for the 2020 entitlement funds. We got it, it was 100%. And then I applied for the 2021 entitlement funds, and we've received it. So those are good for 4 years. As long as we spend them within 4 years, then we have to give it back if we don't spend it within 4 years. The next administration will be able to look through and see what kind of projects that they want to do, and to spend that money, try and get them more business, and how they want to do that. That takes us down to the Airport CARES Act. That was what I used the 10% match on to cover the entitlement funds. With that money so far, we've spent $19,062.73, and we have also purchased a lawnmower for the airport with that. We have the jet fuel test. We had done in-ground pump down for the tank that was there. And we also did some additional lighting and fencing around the airport. So that's what we spent that $19,000 on so far. So there is still $11,000 left of that money that we can spend over the next 2 years. Then that takes us down to Airport CARES Act 2. That one is for operating expenses. We actually have that included in our budget. It's just for normal operations, kind of free money. So we'll be applying that to the airport expenses. That's been awarded. Stormwater mitigation, the Oak Street project. So this one has kind of been slow. We applied for it in October 2020. We did not get the award until May of 2021. We had selected the engineers. They backed out. They did not feel like they could do the project for the amount of the grant that we received. It's a 100% grant for $850,281. So we then had to go through a very large process where we had to get CBDG, the grant issuer, to go through and reverse that paperwork, more or less. We had to go through months of paperwork just to get them paid for $5,000 out of that grant for their study. So then we had to do a new engineer selection. We did that on November 15th. We chose Cope. They have already had surveyors in town, and they're doing the walkthrough of the initial design on Wednesday. So that's the status on that. And then that takes us down to the swimming pool grant. We submitted our grant application in February. In this application, we would try to push through the tennis courts. The tennis courts were, I'll go to the tennis courts in a minute. We applied for that. We are waiting, right now, we are just waiting on the National Park Service to issue or to release those funds. As soon as it's released, we can start the project. But we're completely down. We're just waiting for them. So that's the status on the swimming pool. Then the ARPA funds 2021, that is the American Rescue Plan funds. That's kind of the money that they spent. There is 1,087 pages of reading to do on that. Is the interim final rule. We studied that and we put it in our budget to replace. We could use it for replacement revenue if we saw that during the 19 CARES Act that our governmental brought in less money. So we reviewed that. We saw that we qualified. So we put that in our budget. And then there were some projects in sewer and water that we can use those funds for. That was $267,000, and that one is being used as is stated in the interim final rule. The sewer grant, the CBG, we applied for it. It's 100%. The application's in progress because it's a gap grant, which means that we had talks last week about the CBG and the rural development, and they recommended that we check with DNR to see if we can get some grants for that since we no longer qualify for their grant. So that one's in progress. That's just for a gap grant, but it is 100% also. The parks grant, is one that we're kind of excited about. What it is it will provide playground equipment, it's fix the tennis courts, it'll add a basketball court, a sidewalk, and parking down by the tennis courts and the basketball. All we had to do was connect the sidewalks to the parks, and we qualified for the grant. So,
And that's Wayside,
yes, Wayside.
Wayside Park.
And that application is progress. It's actually was sent off today, so that application is in, and we're on to the next stage of seeing if we get selected. The ARPA infrastructure, this one we're kind of excited about. It's a $19 million project, and what we have included in that, we turn in our project, and it is for wastewater. So in wastewater, we're looking at the new sludge truck, replacing 3 lift stations, including all pumps. We are looking at the chopper pump, additional $15,000 on that one. Elm Street and burning station sewer line extensions, circuit board and floating count mediums, I&I project, replace the lines from the softball field to the wastewater, aerators replaced, grease chambers replaced, sand filters, traveling bridges and media, equipment building, and SCADA communication system. That is $12 million that we're looking to fix all of our wastewater. And that also takes into account some of our stormwater issues as well. And then for the water, that one is $5 million. That one will be well 5 clean out, water tower painted and cleaned, reserved water tower by firehouse revamped and painted and cleaned, tie the water line by the airport on the 17 into the water system, replacing 2,300 miles of lines, replacing 3 lift stations, and that's what that $5 million is for. The last one is the stormwater, which I think some people will be excited about. We have, for this project, it's $2 million to fix the Elm Street stormwater project. That will be phase 2. The basin and meadows and Southern Hills, that's phase 3. And then of course, with 2, we'll also clean up Jam Up Creek. So that will hopefully take care of all of our stormwater issues. So it was an application submitted on that one. The last one is the DNR grant for the sewer. I have sent an email and I've called both. I'm just waiting for her to get back with me to see if we can qualify. We have a $6 million bond that we can do to redo the sewer. Rural Development came and recommended that we check out other avenues, maybe try and get another grant to help with that cost. And I'm in the process of that. The deadline is March 1st. So I'm trying to get that pulled together. There was one grant that we applied for through Rural Development that we did not get. We did not qualify. It was started in 2019 with the other administration. What happened was whenever in February of 2021, they changed the guidelines on us. So before they had told us that the debt that we have now on the sewer system was the debt that we had on the sewer system could be included in our OMI. Well, what happened was they decided that anything that was going to pay off within 5 years, it could not be included. So we did not qualify for that grant. We did not lose it. We no longer qualified because they changed the rules on it. And that's why we're looking at the DNR to try and get half of this, $3 million to cover that sewer project. The tennis court grants, I had read that some people were questioning what happened to it, that we received it in the previous administration. I talked to the tennis coach at the high school shortly after I came on board in July of 2020. She gave me the name of the people that she was talking to and that the previous administration was talking to, and it was her understanding that we had the grant. I checked into it. The final paperwork had never been completed. Okay, so they had stopped. But he said, hey, you're welcome to do it, let's get it going again. So I had plans to try and do fundraisers. The coach and I talked about doing fundraisers. I was going to use my own personal time to try and get the tennis courts going for the kids. And we found out, and then this is where I'm going to call on Eddie again, we found out that when they came down, we got to the very last step, we couldn't meet the boring dimensions to move the
post where the net's actually fastened to and the center straps, the requirements that they made for us, we didn't have the equipment or could outsource the equipment to actually drill the holes that they were wanting. It was insane, the size of these holes that needed to be drilled. Therefore, we didn't make the deadline because I couldn't make it happen. We didn't have the equipment to do it. So,
And it would have costed quite a bit to get.
yeah, we were going to have to move all, there's two sets of court, or there's two courts down there. We were going to have to move all 4 of the posts and drill new centers for each one of the nets. So basically, we would have been starting from scratch. Yeah, we didn't, I thought, well, maybe we could use our derrick truck with the electric department, but even it wasn't big enough. The biggest auger we had for that was, I believe, 6 inches shy of being large enough in diameter. Yeah, it was crazy, how big the holes needed to be. So, yeah, we didn't have the equipment to do the work that needed to be done.
So
Which,
the tennis courts wasn't forgotten, we were pursuing it. When we applied for the swimming pool grant, we had hopes that we could ride the tennis courts on the back of that one and get them done for the kids so they could start practicing and having tennis again here at the high school. Unfortunately, after much research, we were told that it would not be a good idea, it could jeopardize the whole project, that we really just need to focus on one thing for that and not try and slide the pool in on, so we didn't get that one. So we didn't write it down on the back of that one. But when the parks one came up, just a couple months later, we were really excited because of this with tennis courts and basketball and everything I stated earlier on it. So hopefully the tennis courts will get done with this next grant.
How many applications for the Parks Grant have they accepted?
I'm not sure. I know that they said there's like 13 billion still left that hadn't been used. I sent it all through SCOCOG, and they seem pretty comfortable that we'll get it. So I'm hoping.
All I ask is for y'all to be patient with her. She's working her tail off. Some of the postings we see on Facebook, they're really ripping her up, and I don't think that's fair. So I ask you to lay off of her. She's doing a hell of a job. And it's, when she first was hired, she had to give back the $150,000 back to the airport because it wasn't spent. So they asked us to send it back to them, which she did because we couldn't just meet the deadline. When she come in, it had to be done within months. So, but she's made it. Go ahead.
That was the 15 funds. It had
Yeah.
rolled over
Yeah, it'd been rolling over and over and over. What?
4 years, and then it
Accumulated how much?
It's 150,000.
Yeah, each year,
You get an additional 150 each year.
150 every year.
And every year, one will roll off
Right, one rolls off and one comes
if
on.
you don't use it. Yeah.
And
On that first 10, have you got, on the first 10 on paper, have we got all the paperwork done on that?
Yes.
Or is some of the paperwork going to have to be done after April?
No, they are all 100% completed. The only thing that will have to be done after April is whenever the invoices come in, someone will have to check them, make sure that they're accurate, make sure
It's in the right
in the
paper?
right spot, and send it to SCOCOG, and the SCOCOG, if I'm going through SCOCOG, SCOCOG reviews them, and then they send them to the entity, and then they review them. It's very meticulous how tightly these grants are checked.
And then the 1 through 4 down there, we've got them applicated, but really the next administration is going to
Yes.
have to do all the paperwork to get that $23 million worth of that.
Yes, I have them awarded. All they have to do is spend it and do the invoicing. And make sure that when the checks come in, they're posted correctly.
The next 4 aren't awarded, they're just application in progress, you're
No.
talking about the next 4 down there.
Right,
Yeah. They're just in.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking about the ones?
the ones on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
The
Sorry.
ones for the 19 million and the 5
Oh,
million.
no, yeah, those are in the application process. They're projects submitted. I apologize, yes, for the researching.
So the regular paperwork probably will be what, March, April, May?
Yes, that's correct.
So somebody else is gonna have to finish up them?
Yes.
Okay.
do we have any more questions from the alderman to her about the grants? We okay?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Ms. Higgins.
Yeah, thank you,
Good
John.
job, thank you.
All right, that was old business. Now we're going to move on to new business, and we'll turn it over to Alderwoman Wagner to discuss golf carts.
Okay. I do have to say, I'm sorry, that is not how I submitted the wording for this.
I will tell you that it's the mayor's position to do the agenda, and we did get the email, and email said from hers, I would like to request an item be put on the agenda for the upcoming meeting. I'll read quote per email. Brian Shivers, the CEO of Clear Creek, would like to speak about a golf cart deal he is offering for the city of Mountain View. Well, I don't usually put that much on an agenda. I look at the basic topic and I shorten it and just put the basic topic. With her sponsoring this, I assumed that she was for it. Now, maybe my assumption is wrong, but I don't know why she would put it on the agenda just to vote no. Why bother the salesman's time?
But we tried to put it on the agenda, and we were told we had to go through the board. So that's probably
It's
why
going
she
through
did
the
it.
board right now.
Yeah,
Mr. Taylor.
but that's why she's probably doing that.
And do we have an ordinance as to how the city agenda?
The ordinance says the mayor has the right to do the agenda. It's up to the mayor to put it on the agenda, and I can reject anything on the agenda.
Can I have a copy of that?
You'll have to look it up. Do your homework. Now, do you want to present your guest?
Just as long as,
Come in tomorrow, and I'm sure that we'll find all the information you want to do. We're not breaking up this meeting anymore to go look up ordinances.
right?
You've had all weekend to do your homework.
I'll open and say, bear with me, Brian Sheever, who you saw was represented on the deal from Clear Creek Golf Cart. He was down with a sickness and couldn't leave the house today, so I am here. And I'm trying to educate myself here on as far as figures go, but what I represent from Clear Creek Golf Cart is our sales and service out of West Plains, Missouri. So we've now kind of closed the gap on parts availability, service availability to take care of any golf carts that they're using and operating on the municipal golf course in Mountain View. So we can kind of work through this. I guess I would open and say, if you guys had any other questions, you guys are holding an email from Brian Sheever that kind of presented both deals. The first, standard lease purchase, which is an open lease where you guys end up purchasing the cars at the end of the term. And then the second option was a standard operating lease. Sometimes, I think he mentioned that municipalities sometimes kind of turn their nose up to that option only because you're rolling over cars and getting new ones when the term ends. In that option though, you have the opportunity to reset warranty clocks, that kind of thing, to save a financial burden at the end of the lifespan of those golf carts, their commercial life of those golf carts. So. You guys have any immediate questions on what Brian was?
Is this what we got? Wish we'd have had this so we could have studied it over the weekend.
But it was produced at Donnie 3 months ago,
Yeah, but this
so
is
they
it,
did
well,
have it,
yeah, and I went in and got a copy of it.
but that was 3 months ago.
Yeah, but I still went in and got the copy that was turned into him 3 months ago. But it's not reading like this here, that's what I'm saying.
I did tell him about it, but he ignored me.
This one here,
I'm just telling you
He's
the
got-
facts.
Well, and it looks like
and I,
in those 3 months that Brian has made an exception and that he's actually squeezed more out of the deal for the city of Mountain View. And that's presented in the first option. It looks like.
And which one is that? Is that one that says Denny on it? Or is that
Yes.
the other lease option? Which one we got
The
handed?
second paper I handed you guys.
Hmm?
The second one I handed you, that one you got.
Other lease options.
The first one, I didn't know for sure if he was gonna make it in time, and I wanted you guys to have something.
It'd just be these two now.
this in this one, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that, but we didn't know he was gonna get sick on us. And he said he would do a phone thing,
Put him on the phone, he'll,
but I figured, you know, you're sick, you don't wanna talk.
Well, let's start from square one. What brought this on? What's the present condition of our golf carts?
jump.
We got one right
One of
now,
them is between $600 and $700 fix, can't even use it.
and there's some of them that's starting to lose their compression.
The
And they're
oil
willing
was
to
never
take-
changed in them in 7 years.
And they're willing to take the carts as is for $41,000.
What is this carry-off 15?
That's a utility vehicle.
Don't you have a utility vehicle out there?
And we don't have a pickup truck no more that we used to haul seed in. That's with water department now.
I'm asking you, do you have a utility vehicle?
We have one that has a spreader on it.
That, the 1,500 presented in this deal is actually included, so there was no additional.
It's included with extra payments.
I believe he lowered the payment per month, still including the 1,500, and that was also presented on the used car.
Just threw that in there.
Yeah, yeah.
How many golf carts do we have right now?
12.
12.
10 that works.
But we're trading in how many for 41,000? Possibly?
Yeah.
12.
We have 13 total.
Well,
But we're keeping
I
one.
brought Brian in,
on this here one here, it says, if you'd like a carry-off 15 added to the deal, your trade would make, first of all, your trades will make the first 58 payments on 12 new golf carts. That would mean no payment to the city until mid-year 2026. The next line, if you'd like to carry off 15 and add that to the deal, your trades would take care of the first 46 payments. So they're not throwing a carry-all in, instead of getting 58 payments out of our trade-ins, we're only gonna get 46 with the carry-all thrown in. I mean, they might throw it in there, but, the way I'm reading this,
Oh, that's the only copies they had.
And how much are the payments?
I don't know, it's different, it's different there than
But
it
isn't
is
that
here.
first proposal obsolete?
Yeah.
What we have is these two.
yeah, what
We have to
happened
study these.
is originally Brian Chivers came in and he met with Donnie.
Yeah, I think him and Donnie already.
And he told him that the interest and the price would go up then.
Would be it. That's what I'm reading, unless I'm wrong. That's what I'm reading. These are the two.
I think that's all part of the same deal.
The reason I didn't pursue it, I didn't think the city had the money at the time. We got bigger fish to fry than to buy golf carts when them golf carts are operable. They
But you're not out there using them though, Don.
need, let's figure out how much they bring in every month.
Right, do
Well,
we have any numbers?
Yeah.
We do.
I just pulled
Did
it
you
off,
bring it?
I just pulled it off and
What's a golf cart bring in?
I'm trying to find it, just give me a little time.
I think that goes to Shannon every week, so we
Uh,
just hold it up.
This year here, we've only brought in $7,900 on our rental on our golf carts. $7,900.
On all 12.
Yeah,
It's on
all year.
all 12.
All year.
Okay. Now, one reason why it's that low this year is because the golf course was so bad, they didn't have tournaments. On tournament years, we usually bring in about 15,000. But when you figure that up, that'll barely make the payment on these carts. And we do use that payment to help buy your chemical out there. And right now, the budget on the golf course is full. You've used it all this year.
And you know the reason for that? We
Yes,
saved 25,000 on chemicals.
I
We
know
saved
that.
15,000 on
I'm
equipment.
just telling you,
We saved more money than what they had saved in the past 5 years.
I know, and you.
Our budget was 27,000.
And you budget yourself too low on chemicals, and that's
I didn't
understandable.
have a choice on the budget.
It's, but anyway, there's no way we can put this on the budget this year. You
The
have to.
payments ain't don't even start till 2025.
See, I've got a problem with that.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't like to kick the can down the road to another administration.
Mhm.
And so,
And all
to
that,
figure it up on the next budget, that administration will, if he wants to kick the can down the road to the guy that's gonna be in office on 25, I feel like if you're gonna take on a payment, that administration ought to make some of them payments before they kick it down the road to the next guy. Because we don't know what the economy of Mountain View's gonna be in 5 years.
But you're in a
Right-
portal deal right now, brand new.
Right now, we are, making, I've got so many papers on this stuff.
I know a way we can help out a little bit. We're the lowest rent car
That's why we're not getting
we're
to.
cheapest in all the areas.
That's true.
Everybody else, Willow Springs has got, theirs is 12 for 9, 20 for 18. West Plains is 15.20, and Mountain Grove is 15.20. Ours is 10.15. So if we raised our cards $5, we're gonna make a little bit too.
Well, one thing too,
But I know we have to go through the board.
the Greensboro was shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so this council up here agreed because you dropped about the lease on.
No,
the
I
old
didn't
equipment
write
they were
about it.
driving.
You knew that lease was bad.
I dropped about it too, Danny.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying, you got, because it was a bad lease.
Yes.
Okay, and he's gonna end up having to pay $15,000 for a bunch of junk. So we took that $15,000 and it was in the budget. So we went and bought a new greens mower, a fairway mower, a roller, and a blower, okay? So we're paying $16,129 a year on that, making a payment of $1,344. Now, that'll still be going on, and then they're gonna have this, what I figured up, $14,000 bill off of these carts when this gets thrown on that administration that is in office in 25. And I know that some of them carts is slow, but I think it might be worth looking into taking one and trading it off, and then the next year trade the other one off and just have a small payment on, and that way you don't all of a sudden have 12 carts that you gotta trade in. We got a lot, and on Facebook, you hear it. There's so much more important things going on in the city than having to go, $85,000 for a bunch of golf carts.
But we're not saying at all golf carts is the first thing.
Right. Oh,
We just know the carts that are there is gonna break down, and then you're gonna lose that 12 carts.
Well, it said
Ain't
this
gonna
is,
have nothing to
this
rent
is
out.
the top of the line carts.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I've got a problem with that too. We play in country clubs and everything in Florida. They have got the basic easy go golf cart, got a cup holder and a place to put your bags, nothing fancy about them. I don't even think they had windshields there. So
That would
I play golf. Everybody, I'm out there. Bill, you're out there. Them golf carts that we rent out there is abused big time. They run them up against trees. They run them over them rock down into the creeks. 3 of them gets on. I've seen people standing on the fenders of them. Why do we have to have a top of the line golf cart to be tore up?
I don't think they are top of the line.
That's what it says.
Well, when you're talking about a base car, that's all we represent as well. But rather than, in his case, 8 cars, and he's saying 8 to 10 cars operating right now. He's working to maintain those cars and keep them going. In this case, it is a base car, it's just new. So it's serviceable and warrantable, with us right down the road and everything. I think that it would be able to transition his focus rather than fighting cars that weren't maintained from the time they were new. These cars he would be able to service and maintain just annually and be able to focus in other
Who
Hmm.
sense.
does the service on them? Who does the service on
Arnie?
We do.
The city does?
Well,
No, Arnie
Golf
out
course.
there is the mechanic.
Already does now.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about the ones we have right now. If they replace with what he has,
Oh, they were.
who does the service?
Oh, in this case, we would, yeah.
Okay, so you would honor that. In other words, that would free Ernie up to do something else. I'm not in favor of big golf carts, but I'm just.
Do you come
We
here
have-
to do that, or do they have to be taken to your place at West Plains?
I believe it's whatever you all prefer. We would, as close as we are now,
Is that-
whenever we were just in Springfield, they would go back and forth. In our case now, being in West Plains, I would be able to send a technician up here and do it on site if we need to.
Either that or free pickup and delivery?
That could be working as well, yeah. Happy to do it.
Danny, is Hollowell still coming over to maintain them, the Easy Go shop at West Plains?
We can't get him over here
Can't get
without.
over? Okay.
That's why we got the
Let's-
engines down.
I didn't know.
They
Are
want
those
to
paid off,
do
are those
all
paid
things.
off, the old cars, or not?
Yeah, I think they're paid. but they're-
Well, it was projected to bring in $260,000 with the park tax. So I'm not for sure when this is going to occur, when the 260,000.
It's starting.
I'm asking the city council to look this over because, just like Judy said, in 2025, it will start to be paid for. By that time, how much money is going to be built up basically from the park tax, from the swimming pool being paid for and stuff like that? But in the meantime, the golf course will benefit, somebody's gonna come from somewhere else and go, hey, they got pretty nice carts, and the word's gonna get out. I realize that the greens, I don't play golf, so it doesn't make a difference to me whether it's the golf is
The
done.
most
I mean, it
important
brings-
thing, the most important thing on a golf course is not the carts.
Well, I realize that, but I also realize that if you're 75 years old and you don't have a cart, you might wanna play golf and get one.
Well, I'm just saying, and I am up there at that age, okay?
Yeah, I
And don't
understand
wanna
that, but
walk
what
it,
I'm saying is.
But I don't have to have a Cadillac to ride it either. Mine's not a Cadillac that I've got.
Got one question is, what are we gonna spend, say, 3 electric motors go out, or they all just,
I
What are we
understand
gonna
what
spend
you're
then?
saying. I
all that
understand what
money's
you're
gonna be
saying.
spent fixing them carts, when we could have solved that problem already.
Well, and on that side, for instance, is y'all's Easy Goes, parts availability, if anyone in Parks and Rec or anything, or any other parts, ordering parts, getting them in, has been a huge,
It's ridiculous.
Lots of
difficulty.
Yeah.
So,
We just
Yeah, I
paid
work- I work
$89
at a
for a
company,
cylinder.
So-
It's beyond impossible to get
Well,
things.
can you contact somebody else and let's, the way the city handles stuff? And
I don't
then-
wanna deal with the other.
Well, Denny, usually
I
on the
think
city, we
you've
get
sold
2 or
us-
3
well,
companies that
I
come in.
understand that, but I think that we've gotten sold some junk.
Well, if they was new cars and had
And
money,
I don't
it's
think
just
he
our
wants to come
policy to
over here
get
either.
bids. You know, just like on your equipment, you had the guy in Nebraska and you had the guy from Toro.
And so if you call the other and he's not gonna offer 41,000 for 12 dead carts,
We have to do it in steps.
okay, but is it gonna be on the agenda? I mean, I can't go in and have something put on the agenda no more.
You can go in and have something put on the agenda if you've got another person that wants to come and give their talk on golf carts.
And that's why it's here in the first place, is so that the entire council could see it instead of the one, well, I don't know what hat he's wearing, if he's got the
Are we gonna
administrator
start
or.
that again, or
I'm
we
just
just gonna
saying,
get
I don't
down to
know,
business?
I don't know what he is on what day. I'm just saying it straight. That's just how I am.
But it's up to you guys. You decide.
I want everybody.
If you guys
to be
say
able to
no,
hear.
that's fine.
Bucky, what do you think down there? You're a golfer.
Yeah. What's the-
I would like, since we have all Easy Goes now, I would like to see some kind of contact with Easy Go to get a possible bid from them. Let's make Club Car work for our business. And let's get several bids. You don't accept the first offer on anything. And Easy Goes are, they're a few thousand cheaper per car for a basic, one like a basic club car. That's how I feel.
I think my figures come up with over $10,000 per golf cart when it was all paid for. That's counting the 40,000.
Easy Goes at 6.
Hmm.
You know, like Easy Goes at 6.
But that's what I seen, and I put a pencil to it, and it's over 10, probably more like 11 or 12.
Yeah, I've got 10, 5, 4,
10, 5 per cart when they're all paid for.
You didn't add in that carry-all in there, did you?
Yes.
See, that price was
I
in there with
think, yeah, because that was part of the deal.
I mean, well, the carts wouldn't have been that much. The carry-all's like 13,000.
And you've got one side by side out there, don't you?
I mean, you could take the carry-all off if you want, and just do the golf cart.
Right.
We're
That's
just
what I'm
trying,
saying.
yeah,
You know, we've got to carry all now out there.
right. But, so if you just wanted to go golf cart, that's fine too. We just want to try to get something in there that, because when we first started, the oil was not changed in them cars for years. The oil filters, we had to try off with screwdrivers. And I'm just afraid sooner or later they're gonna blow, which that's fine. If you guys say no, we'll just deal with it and go on.
All I'm here, just to hear, for the whole council to hear it, that's all.
So I mean, the need, we're gonna need them.
Yeah.
Sooner or later,
Sooner or
you're all
later.
gonna have to get them. But like you said, maybe get 1 or 2 a year.
Right now, the way the interest rates and.
We just wanted you guys all to hear
It's not gonna
the
get,
approach.
used stuff is being sold for 3 times what it would have been 2 years ago. That's.
How long is this deal good for? Like if we did what Judy and Punky said and looked, like got other estimates from other companies did bid, how long is this deal good for?
I hate to speak for Brian, but in knowing Brian, I would say that he would be patient with that. I don't think that would be a problem at all.
Can he get us more detail on exactly what the payment and leave out the 1,500?
Absolutely, I can request that tomorrow morning, have it sent to Danny, and get it to be sent to you guys.
To get it, exactly on our cards, what the payment is, how many months.
How much carts are
Right.
per car?
Yeah.
All that
Sure.
Because you
That's
go
all
down
we've
through
been
here
wanting to do.
and you try to do this and, you come up with a bunch of numbers scattered out all over like this.
I understand.
Well, there's been 3 or 4 different.
I got a
Mr.
question
Gunn.
proposals.
about being out in the community. You've heard so much over the past year and a half about some of the committee being accused of spending way too much on the golf course. I just got a simple question. The golf course make money or lose money?
It doesn't make money, if it doesn't farm.
Then why put more money
We
into
lose, it's a park.
Yeah, it's a
You
park.
lose money on
Parks,
parks.
you're gonna lose.
Yeah, but why invest a whole bunch when you can do like Punky and go back to a cheaper brand?
Well,
Easy Go is a
You
good card.
invest in the golf course, because it does draw a lot of people in from.
You don't need
out of
top of the line golf carts for out there.
town. Yeah, but it draws a lot of people in from.
Where's it
out of
drawing
town.
in from, Donnie?
Oh, the
Do I?
Ozark Radio Network, whenever they have their golf tournament, they're
And it
from
used to be real
everywhere.
big when we had that other tournament.
Yeah,
That
well,
draws people in.
Dang,
Yeah.
well, they're getting the course up in good shape now. It's a lot better shape than it was last year, and,
Yeah, but is it gonna stay that way?
and people will, we'll find out, won't we? Time will tell.
Yeah.
But, and as it progressively gets better, more people will come in, and they'll spend more money in town, they'll buy their cash and stuff here, and we'll be able to have, we used to have tournaments,
Oh, we used to
Couple
have one of the
tournaments a
biggest
month.
around.
and I expect that'll get back to that. But I wasn't for the golf cart deal because I just seen the funds, and I know it's a deal where no payments are due till 2025, but to me, that's the cheese in the mousetrap.
Yeah, what's to say if by 2025 our golf course gets like it used to be? Not saying it will, but if it gets like it used to, there ain't gonna be nobody for 5 counties coming around and play on it.
I'm not totally against this deal. I think that I think those carts could get to another year myself.
Well, we have to understand, like we got the park and recreation tax, okay, that's gonna, the first year on that park and recreation tax, if this pool grant turns loose, that's how he's gonna pay the pool. And a pool, the payment on the line of credit that we have set up on that pool. So when that tax comes in, we can pay that line of credit off and save the city a bunch of money as that tax comes in. So the first year of it, and I think that's why everybody voted for the Park and Recreation, because of the swimming pool.
Yes.
And they knew that money, that first year was gonna pay it off.
Exactly.
So that's the first year of it. Then after that, it's not gonna just go to the golf, and it's not gonna go to the pool, and it's not gonna go to the parks. It'll go through all three of them.
which would be $275,000 divided 3 ways. That would give us some more money. Right now, with the pool the way it is, and us having to dig up $250,000 for 50% of the grant money that we got to match, and we've only got, according to $23,000 from the, I know we passed the new Parks and Rec tax, but last April, but we didn't start getting money until October, and we only got $1,000, wasn't it, or something, in October. And then November, we got a little more, in December, we got a little more. We've accumulated $23,000 from the Parks and Recreation tax that we passed, which we expect to be, worth $275 a year. And that's the only thing I'm reluctant to purchase and get into a deal like this, is because of that scenario we're in.
Is that cost, Shannon, from businesses not paying, is not collecting our Park and Recreation tax?
According to the gentleman, my contact person, is that once a new tax starts, it's just kind of slow. And then after you're like on, I think he said month 3, month 4, then you should be where you're going to be each month. And we've seen a huge increase.
And with that being that, it threw our figures off, because when we did our figures, we thought, oh, we're gonna have this Park and Recreation sales tax come in right after we pass it, started. But then you gotta get a hold of the IRS, and they had to implement, they had to get a hold of every business in town, and they had to put it in there. Yes.
I just wanted to tell you that the budget has $180,000 is what we projected that we received, because we knew that we wouldn't start receiving anything till October. But at this rate, we will be under what we projected in the budget.
Right.
for revenue
It's
from
because
sales.
of the delay and
Yes.
the tax collection.
On that Park and Recreation tax, in October, we drawed $21. November, we drawed $1,300. December, we drawed $22,000. And for a total of $23,000. So we're not bringing it in like we want to. And, or we thought we
But
would.
give us a year, give us a year, and we're gonna be able.
I agree with Punky. I think we need to get a bid from,
What is his name over there?
Who?
I
That
don't know.
other,
Bill might
Years
know.
ago, Hollowell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's South Central Golf.
It's all, you got, it's
They
on
got a
the-
shop
on the
there
wall.
in Springfield, I think.
I probably don't think you'll get a better deal from him than, but,
Probably not.
yeah,
Most people think Easy Goes aren't quite as good
correct.
cars,
I think we could
but
probably
it's,
run
it's,
this
it's like
deal
Ford,
down.
Chevy, and Dodge, you're
Just
gonna get people like it all.
And at least they give you 2 options.
Right.
So you have 2 different places.
Well,
to look at.
and Tommy, you know, we
Yes,
don't
sir.
need the top of the line, the plush seats and all of that,
Yes,
for
sir.
them to run them up against a tree.
Well,
out there.
like Judy was saying, you don't need the top of the line, but also, as this is going on, I mean, I know that at my house, if I can't afford it, we don't buy it. But, put what in the budget you can, take care of what you got, and instead of leasing carts, come back and do like Judy said, replace 1 a year, 2 a year, whatever you can afford, replace them as you can afford them. And then this $1,200 payment just turns into a 0 payment, and I'm pretty sure that we could always afford a 0 payment.
I agree, but I'm sorry.
But that's,
I got it, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, Alderman Wagner had to leave for emergency medical, so she went up to ER. So we got her going that way, so hopefully everything's okay with her. And we'll continue on with the meeting. We do have a quorum, we'll continue on and get through this meeting. So, okay, do I have a motion then? We'll table this and
Yeah, and
get more information from you, young man.
Absolutely.
And give
bring
us,
us back one without the 1,500 and the lower line of carts.
Yes, ma'am.
and I'd like to have the exact figures of the payments, you know, and I mean, let's break it down. Let's break it down where,
They even have 2021s, it's almost.
Yeah, I seen that on here.
let's see.
But I'll get with, on those wet plains, and I'll get you a thing, something like they have, so you guys can compare.
I agree. I think that's good. All right, so I need a motion to table,
I make a motion, we table this and.
table the golf cart proposal.
I make a motion.
You have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor to table that
Just
until
bring us
next
back
month?
a detailed thing and bring it in and we'll put it back on the agenda, okay?
Yes. Okay, and since we'll move on to discuss ordinance 1707, bill 1337. This will be the first reading, and it's about golf course also, and the reason we're doing this is because it's the first of the year, and everybody pays their dues in April, so we gotta pass an ordinance to, well, I'll just read it to you. This will be the first reading. And whereas the city council has determined that there is a need to amend the city code of City of Mountain View, Missouri, be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen for the City of Mountain View, Missouri as follows. That chapter 26 of the city code be amended as follows. And that is cart shed rentals, gas, carts, not gas, cart shed rentals, April the 1st through March 31st. Gas golf carts will be charged $125 per year, electric $150 per year. That is the same as last year. The reason we're doing an ordinance because of we thought it was best interest of the city to have all individuals wishing to rent cart shed space must fill out a cart shed rental agreement before being allowed to store their golf cart on city-owned property. There is a copy of the cart shed rental, and what that is trying to erase the city of any liability out there for theft and anything like that. We get people out there that don't want to lock the doors and so forth, and the city can't be responsible. I believe a couple years ago we had to buy a couple new golf carts. Somebody stole and took the joyride and ran them into the creek. So I'm going to open this up with the first reading for the council to discuss, if there's any discussion.
I have no discussion. Looks pretty good.
Did you read
Yes.
the rental,
Yes.
or the,
It should have been implemented 20 years ago.
I agree, it should have been, yeah, it should have been.
We need to go ahead and do the motion and second to accept the first reading and then go into discussion and then
I
that
make a
would be
motion,
the
we
second.
discuss it,
Oh, okay. Okay,
and a second it.
I'll second that.
okay, all in favor? Well, as she said, we're supposed to make a motion to accept the first reading and then discuss it.
Right.
I got the cart before the horse.
Things are a little thrown off at the moment, but I was just gonna say, as far as that rental goes, you guys should probably look at that fairly closely because I do not golf. So
I looked at it
there's,
closely.
okay, I would say if there's anything golf specific, I guarantee you it's not in there. So
We have
make sure
three
any-
golfers here and they looked at it.
Okay.
And so I
just
think,
wanted to make sure that
it's good. I really
Any
like it.
specific terms would almost definitely not be included because I don't know what they are.
Well, we're not golfing, we're just storing carts.
Right, but even in terms of like what can go into a cart shed, I don't know what people put in there besides a golf cart. So I
People
just,
leave their golf clubs on them, you know, and balls and everything on the dash, and then, oh, they're gone, and then they throw a fit, and want the
Does
city to pay
does
it
it
back.
say the golf cart and anything that they?
Yes,
with it?
yes, yeah, she did a good job. She put down,
Right here.
Four-story equipment, okay.
All of it. And some people's got boxes or cabinets behind their golf, but if they get broke into and your clubs is in there, and it's just your responsibility.
This is golf cart related supplies.
yeah.
Clothes bag, whatever.
Have any,
Okay, you want me to get it?
Okay, second
reading.
second reading of ordinance 1707.
I thought you were passing it in February. Are you passing it today or are you passing it next month?
We're going to go ahead. You want to do the second reading in February? Should we go ahead and just do it? Let's just do
Let's
it.
just do it and get it off of here, because
It doesn't matter to me. I just dated it for February because I thought it was then, but so you'll want to scratch out the date.
yeah, let's just go ahead and,
Do the second reading and vote on it.
yeah, is that okay with you, Mikey, and just get it done?
Yeah, we're all in favor of it, so, okay. Do I have to read the whole thing over again?
Yeah, you
Or
just
just
need
say
to-
second reading?
You just need to say second reading and then you can do kind of an abbreviated.
Okay.
but-
Second reading on ordinance 1707, bill number 1337. The city has determined that there's a need to amend the city code of the City of Mountain View by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Mountain View, that the cart shed rent from April 1st to March 31st, gas $125, electric $150, and all individuals wishing to rent a cart shed space must fill out a cart shed rental agreement before being allowed to store cart in the city-owned space.
I make a motion to accept the ordinance 17.
I have a motion to accept that second reading.
I'll second.
We have a second from Mr. Krasuski, and
Aye.
Aye.
all in favor. We got one other thing that we don't have to, it's not an ordinance, but since we're on the golf course, we're gonna go ahead and extend the rates, the same rates that we had last year. And all the aldermen have a copy. We're not gonna change anything. The price to play golf will be the same as it was last year.
For the members.
For members
Yeah.
and anything, green
Or
fees.
even golf cart rentals and all that.
Big, yeah, because we haven't got the new golf carts yet, and,
I just think because everybody else has got them 15 and 20, that we might as well get the program and go with them. Just make more money for you.
I'd like to hear from Denny of what his recommendation is.
I would say 15 to 20.
Wait, if you come up and tell us what's of everything, should we be
because we can,
renewing as is? You know,
Well,
You-
I think
Right now,
come take, you wanna write on this?
right now, 9 holes is $10. 18 holes is $15 on weekdays.
Oh, there's one more thing. I was looking in the website of Mountain View Community,
Oh,
and that website needs to be changed. There's so many things wrong on that. They've still got it down.
From the chamber?
Yeah,
I'll talk to Abigail. who-
yeah, because they still got it down there for the 10 card punch for 150 and
Oh,
all
okay.
that stuff that needs to be. Because one person came in the other day, he wanted to buy a card. And I said, we don't have them anymore.
And I mentioned that to her last year after we voted
Yeah,
on this.
right.
But it wasn't her, it was Gretchen that was there.
Oh, okay.
And it never did get changed.
I'll mention that to Abigail.
Yeah, I think that would be a
She's
good
working
idea.
on it.
Is she?
Yeah, I just spoke with her Thursday
Okay.
of last week, and because even it had council for 2 Mondays in a row, and I caught it, so I brought it to her attention, and they're actually working on it, like, as we speak, trying to get it updated.
One place I was looking on there, and Buddy's still there.
Yeah.
congratulations.
Everybody's still there.
Yeah, they're actually trying to update it, like, as we speak.
But on here, Denny, we've got $10 for 9 holes on, now this is weekdays, okay? 9 for senior citizens, 7 for juniors. And 18 holes is $15, 13 and 9. And then weekends is 15 for 9 hosts and 20 for 18 hosts.
The one thing that I don't like is all day, cart rental, all day play.
Yeah, you're losing money.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Because they get back there and they golf. Who
Nope,
knows
and they got a
what
cart
hole-
all day long for that price.
Well, to me,
Should we do away with all day?
Yeah,
I think
well, that's what I
the
want.
bad part about it, they get back there and they're not golfing. And
They
they
Hold up
just,
the line.
Play around, I've got them back there just sitting on the apron.
right, and drinking beer.
Yeah, so I don't even think we should have.
A lot of courses.
Should there be a time limit?
Replay
Should there be
rate.
a time limit?
A lot
Well,
of
they
courses
got
will do a
replay.
replay rate, it'll be a little less than what the 18-hole rate is in case they want to do.
$7 or
18
something
or
like that.
something.
Yeah, if they wanted to do that.
If they want to do
Not a
36
replay,
days.
But just
Why don't-
when they get back there and they're just,
Why don't you get something together
Golf cart.
and we'll table this, we got time
Oh, yeah.
next month, and we can,
Put it on the
That's a good idea.
agenda with all the new figures.
and I built a website, I didn't know, for the golf course itself, so that way somebody can go to mbmgolfcourse or .com,
What is it?
MBM Golf Course, but I didn't want to pay for you have to pay for the .com. And I will,
well, it probably,
but it would be nice if we just had a direct website they can go to and,
Can't we make a website for him, just like we have website for the city council? I mean, for the city hall?
We don't have one.
Oh, okay, I thought we
we
did.
just do Facebook.
There was one started with the previous clerk, I'm told, with her husband, but then when she left, then that
Yeah.
That would be something to look into, though.
When I spoke with Abby, their goal is to let us take over their website, and it would be the cities, and then they want to get their own, because it's not chamber affiliated, it's just City of Mountain View. So that's what they're trying to do, is to give
Well,
us
then-
theirs.
Then couldn't he put something on that about the golf course when they get that line?
yeah, something where we can update it with pictures or, stuff we did.
Yep.
Turning-
That's her goal.
Okay.
They want to get their own, and then we'll take over that one.
Okay.
Did you give him a sheet like this?
He's writing on it.
Okay, why don't we put this on the agenda, and because once people start paying the
Well,
1st of March?
with them carts and stuff, I don't want to really raise that on the, 9 holes and stuff, because right now we don't have,
Oh, that's okay.
but the all-day thing is what
Yeah, I just go.
my big deal.
I mean,
Well, I'm gonna tell you, when we go to some golf courses and you rent any, their golf course wasn't as good as what we have here. Nice, they was just really plain and doopy. If you wanna raise more money for, add a couple of dollars to it.
Mhm.
But you guys discuss it over and,
bring a proposal in to me, we'll put it on the agenda, and we'll put it in
It might be
the
like
packet.
a couple dollars on each, or something like that, but just so it's just a little bit more, but like I said, the all-day is,
we can just mark out,
Don't do it all day, do like Bill's
yeah.
suggested.
If they want to play again, they can come back and play and pay another 18 holes or
Yeah, just
whatever.
pay it, or, you may give them a discount for the second 18.
Yeah.
The bad thing
Yeah,
is,
you could do several different things.
the bad thing is on the golf cart, they only charge $30 for all day.
Then they have golf cart races, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you were saying.
and then you got a cart going all day long.
I don't see that they're, well, this is not the whole thing.
No, that ain't the whole thing. No, that ain't the whole thing.
This is not the whole, there's another page of this ordinance. Because it's got all the rules and all the thing about the military getting a 10% discount
Oh, yeah, we need
and all of
that.
that.
And on the military discount, when you address that, let's go ahead and leave the military discount on there, but let's don't let them get military discounts on soda pops and
Yeah.
candy bars. It's just more paperwork than it's
For
worth.
membership. like
Membership and rate fees
Yeah,
and car rentals,
yeah, but no.
not snacks or,
No.
I think that they may have done that before, but.
They did, and
I
it
don't
caused a
believe that
problem.
Robin does that, so, anything like that, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
But
You and Tommy and Ernie get together and get something together, how you want to raise
We
it.
may not see Arnie for a few days.
Why?
He might have COVID.
Oh, wow.
He's pretty
We
sick.
don't want to see him for a few
Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't either, but he's pretty sick.
Well, that's okay, you know what you're doing there, so build us something up, we'll put it on the agenda for next month, okay?
Okay.
And we'll still have it in by April, and that's when
Oh,
the,
yeah. They usually don't start paying till March anyway. Well, I know.
okay.
days. We're not paying mine in March.
Okay.
I was gonna throw one thing in, on his deal that they offered, is to send, say like Ernie, they would pay for service school over in Springfield. Or say like we wanted to, say Ernie to go to it and get certified to service and fix golf carts, so that maybe sometimes, you know, a lot of people take their carts to West Plains or whatever. Ernie had the time, he could fix it, he'd be certified for it.
And they could charge, and the city could get the money.
Be a little bit extra. Just an idea for if we want to make a little extra for the golf course.
A lot of people like their carts oil changed.
Oh, yeah, they take it over to West Plains
Yeah,
and have
if
it
we
done.
did that over there and charged a little bit, you know, the city's making more money.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I think they probably were spending the money to have it hauled over there and then hauled back. That it could just be done right there.
You got the shop space for that, you got the
Yeah.
shop for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, I like it. Okay, we'll table this, we'll table that for next month.
Okay.
We're gonna move right along here now, and Mr. Stevenson's gonna discuss police wages. Lay it on, buddy.
Sure. All right. Mountain View is the only department in our whole area that does not offer a step-up or sliding well wage pay scale. Willow, Houston, West Plains, Howell County, Mountain Road all offer step-up or sliding wage pay scales for the police department. Other area departments either pay better or offer better benefits. Because Mountain View has not remained competitive, the police department has seen a massive decline in applications, which started right after the family insurance benefit was taken away by Mike Wade. Nothing was offered to replace the family insurance benefit when it was cut, such as a wage increase. The loss of benefits saved the city approximately $11,000 per officer in the department. And in the last year, 6 full-time officers have left the department for other jobs that either paid better or offered better benefits. The department has only had 3 applications in the last year, and they have not been at full staff since September of 2019. There are more law enforcement jobs in the area than available officers, just as it is for other jobs, just like everything. Everywhere is that way right now with that. So if you look at Willow Springs, they offer $16 an hour starting pay and offer a sliding pay scale. Kabul starts out at 17.
Will you explain that sliding pay scale?
I believe is where, say you start out at 16, you already know the date that you're hired, that like 1 year from that hire date, if you have no disciplinary, good behavior, you would automatically get, say, $1 raise. And then 2 years, same thing, no disciplinary, you get another $1. Or just whatever you implemented, 50 cents or $1. You know the date of your hire, where you would be at in 2 years.
Oh, okay,
That's
gotcha,
what that means.
gotcha.
I agree with you.
Well,
Go ahead.
Houston starts out at $16.90 an hour. And both Howell County and Texas County have a law enforcement sales tax on their ballot for this April, because they're facing the same issues county is. They do not have the officers to fill their positions. So by raising the sales tax, they can generate more money to offer better wages for their officers. And I feel like Mountain View is lacking in that area over the last few years when the family insurance benefit was taken away. We currently start out at $15 an hour
Oh my God.
with no guaranteed raises, no sliding scale, no step program, insurance for just the officer, and you do get retirement through loggers. So that's how our other towns are. I would propose raising our starting pay to $16 an hour. And I've done the math, if you were to hire 2 officers this week, and
Would you say 15 or 16?
well, they would start out at 15.50,
15.50.
after 90 days, they go to 16. But if we did that, and I've done the math, if we hire 2 officers this week, for the rest of our budget year, it would only affect our budget by $1,500.
Well, don't we have already in the budget, an officer that's not been hired? Don't we have that in there, Trent?
We're budgeted for 3 full-time officers. Jimmy is working off of that one budget, but he's not at a full-time officer position because he's going through the academy. So we're budgeted for 2 full-time officers that we don't have.
Right. Poindexter, yes, they're not Tom, but the other Poindexter, right? We're budgeted for him.
He left. a couple
Yeah,
months ago.
but we put him, he's in the budget,
Right.
and we're not paying him, so
And we also have another open position that's budgeted that we've not had filled in 2.5 years.
And as of last week, the police department was at 48.8% of their budget. So we're kind of at the midway point of the year, they're just slightly under budget.
Right.
But right now, they're all working 12, 14-hour shifts, and they're working overtime,
Time and a half.
time and a half.
My neighbor just sleeps all
So that's what ate up the budget up to this point, ate up those extra
Yeah,
officers
it has ate up some.
that we haven't used.
Could
Right
we-
now, the officers that we haven't put in place, we left a lot of extra money in the budget.
Yeah.
So instead, they're going into the.
If we could get one more officer, that would help, after their probation was over with,
Okay, like,
get everybody off a 12-hour, 14-hour shift.
Yeah.
okay, like we got James back there. He's our cadet. When will you get out of school?
June.
Graduate, June 20th.
So, I know we had a contract with you that you would work for so much, $13.50? Is that what the contract was for?
Until I'm out of school.
That's what he's working, that's what he's.
Because we're paying for his school.
Right.
But after graduation, he would go to say
16.
Whatever our starting pay is.
where our starting pay is.
Can we, tonight, increase that starting minimum wage to 16 without an ordinance?
Yeah, just like you do every other
Pay raise?
person's money, yeah, every other pay raise.
Well, then, I think that we could do that tonight, and then we'll let Linda and Judy, since Judy has been really helping with the budget, figure this up and put this in next budget, and,
You mean to adjust the sliding scale?
yeah,
Yeah, the sliding scale wouldn't even affect this year's budget.
no, slides, yeah, and but get the minimum wage up to 16, 15.50 before, and then,
15.50 for the first 90 days, or is
Yeah.
that 90
That's
days
for
on
somebody
police?
new.
Yeah, that's the city, that's the
and
citywide
then 90,
policy.
and then another 50 cents would bring them up to 16 once this 90 days is completed.
Well, that's why I was asking about Jimmy. Are we going to consider him new when he comes out of cadet school?
Well, he would just start at the.
He started 16, that's what it would be. That's, we're gonna make him go to 15.50 until he gets his probation in. Well, you're on probation too.
Still?
For 2 more years. Is she okay, Jamie?
So,
She told me to tell everybody that she went there last night and she has arrhythmia and that they're gonna put a heart monitor on her tonight, hopefully.
so she stayed up there.
Yes, she's in the ER.
Thank you, Jamie, for taking her.
Okay, so starting out at 16, what's that do to everybody else right now that's already getting whatever they're getting?
I currently have one officer that's below 16,
Yeah.
so he would automatically get bumped up to 16.
I would sign papers to increase him 50 cents tomorrow. And 50 cents or
I think it's 25.
I think it's
25 cents
25 cents, he's 15.
to bring him up to his 16. He's the only one below 16 right now, besides James. Of course, James is a cadet. So I'll sign papers and bring him up to 25 cents, Mr. Gordon. And then we'll look at that. I'm not supposed to mention names.
No.
It's hard when you're looking at the paperwork not to say names.
Well, I don't know which one you're looking at, but right there. That's what he's making right there.
I was going. Is that right? I was going by your figures.
Yeah, that's what my figure said. I had it in
Right.
25 cents.
I'll look.
I think that wasn't this one right here, wasn't that one of them that we jumped up there?
We'll look tomorrow, and if he's not up to 16, we'll bring him up to 16.
Yeah, already. Should that be already?
That's what I'm seeing right now. This one here don't work here no more.
That'd be a good start.
But see, this that you're proposing, since we already had it in the budget for one new officer, which has never been replaced, so that's gonna be minor, you know, what'd you say,
Well, pretty
$1,500?
much 2 officers have not been
Right,
there, not just one.
but that 1,500 is not even gonna knock a dent into what's in there. So I make a motion, we go ahead and bring that up, if we can do that to knock it out.
Yeah, she says we can. We got a motion to bring up the minimum starting wage at $15.50, and then after 90 days, $16 for the police. I have a motion to that effect. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Okay, that's passed. Did you want to want anybody to speak?
Anybody got anything to say?
Anybody got anything they'd like to?
Yes.
Last regular meeting, we were discussing the water and the sewer and how you had to change those over. Did you guys come up with a way to actually do it? Because those bills are going to be coming up pretty soon, and I know it's something that's also on your mind. Just the question is to see if it's structured. I don't think it's going to change the amount of monies, but they might see it differently on their bills.
Linda is running a formula for about, you're talking about leveling the.
Right, to level out the two,
Yeah.
between the
So
water and the
we
sewer.
will have that ordinance and everything brought up by February, and, or we can leave it and you can do it when you're in there, and I'll do that formula.
I think if,
I'm just making sure that that's covered for everybody else, because that's how they see it.
Right.
And it was the same concern with you as far as the people that are on fixed incomes. It might come through, and the dollar amount might be about the same or even less, yeah. But the way, because if you diagnose your bills like I do, you look at everything.
Yeah, and so people's gotta understand this leveling means that your utility bill will remain pretty close to the way it is right now. But your sewer rate's gonna go up and your water rate's gonna go down.
Right.
And so we're leveling it out because of the bond that we got in the rural
development.
Rural development says we have to do that to even get another grant to cover our sewer, that $6 million sewer, hopefully. So that will be on the February. And then because they figure it up in April. Yeah, April for January, February, March.
Can we also push something out as far as through either Facebook or something else that can show after that goes into effect, so the majority of people that don't see this can see it, know that it's coming? And that would be, just to let everybody know.
Right.
Because I know it was definitely on your mind before, but I knew it wasn't for old business, and I know it's something that people are going to see, so.
Right. And I mean, you know, I got an elderly mother and she lives on a very fixed thing, but I also feel sorry for young people that's got 3 or 4 kids, you know?
Yes.
And that's the start of what
I
had
knew
to be done.
I knew it had to be done by March, because that's when we do our
The first 3
averages.
months.
That's when we do our averages, January, February, and March. So I definitely wanted it done by March.
Well, Linda has had so many deadlines that she's had to get done, and
And if we can do it at the March meeting, that will still give us time to make the averages, because, you know, we take the water consumption,
you have come up with a formula
Yes.
already, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
the water consumption determines the sewer rate. So,
It's gonna take a bit to get the formulas of implemented, you talked about helping our customers, and so we just need time to figure out, the girls have to figure out how to get that implemented, so.
You make up the formula and they figure it out, is that what it is?
I make it the formula and they implement it.
okay, if there's nothing,
I have something.
yes.
Yes. Somebody up there is gonna be shooting me, so I wanna make sure that she gets frisked and does not have a gun on her. But, yeah, because what I'm about to say is she's gonna be so mad. But our problem, my problem, and I think it's most of Alderman's problem with the packets coming out on Friday night, gives us really no time to review them other than a weekend, and then maybe Monday morning. Some of us do work on Monday. And if there was a way, I know it's gonna really hurt to push it back to Wednesday. I know you don't
I
have
can do
time,
whenever, it's up to Donnie.
but I know how constrained you are. You're working all the way till Friday. I know how hard it is. I understand that. And I don't blame you if you get upset, but
No,
I'd really like to see it.
They used to
Come
come
out
out
on
on
Wednesday.
Wednesday. They used to come out on
Is
Wednesday.
there a
I can do
reason we
whatever.
can't get it out on Wednesday?
I was just taught to do them on Fridays, I don't know. That's just when I took
What-
over.
We don't have time for homework at all.
Well,
We can't review it.
the problem I got with it, John, it coming out on Friday, and then like this in here, then you go, well, I can't even get into City Hall today.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can't get in there tomorrow. So it'd be nice if you had a question, you could go in and pull up the answers to the
If
questions.
there's a
It's
way
up
we
to you.
can get that.
It's up to you,
I can do
if
whatever
you
you
can
guys
do
need.
it, if you can do it, we can do it. I mean, we just said, we really pretty well know what the agenda is from Monday on.
Yeah.
We just said on
I can do whatever
it
you need.
because that's just
The only thing,
customary what we've been doing.
the only thing
That's
you
the way I
need
was
to
taught.
change is make sure all the people that wants to put something on the agenda that
Has
it has
contacted
to
me
be
within the
done
day.
in by Tuesday night.
By Monday or Tuesday, yeah, you want your deadline before that.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be great, we'd have Thursday, Friday, and then Monday for backup, and, because this is really hard.
Yeah, I can do it. It's something Donnie.
And just like this stuff here,
Yeah, well, it ain't me, you're the one that does all the work on it.
Well, I mean, I can
All I do is write down a few things and you bring it to me and
I can do whatever you need.
I'm probably the one that holds it up the most, so thanks, John.
yes, you do.
We have frisked you, I'm in trouble.
And you all know how attorneys are.
yeah, because we do have ordinances that we have to have her draw up in contracts if she draws up for us. So,
And a lot of times I pile them on her at the last
so
minute.
we'll give you her number.
So is that something that would hold up the entire packet?
I'll just have to start knowing about them earlier. So one of those where, like, if people tell Shannon that we need something on like Tuesday night, and then she needs to get the packet out by Wednesday, it's not super feasible for me to be able to make all of that stuff just on Wednesday. So we'll just need to make sure that we get things early enough for her to know about them, get them on the agenda, tell me about them, me to make them, and then send them back.
One good thing
So-
about that, we could schedule it for Wednesday, and then if it was a big mishap, we could do it Thursday as an
Right.
alternative.
Yeah.
And, well, what about your deadline and getting it into you and to you?
As
Move
long
that
as we
to-
both know ahead of time.
Right.
Well, what if your deadline is moved to the previous Friday? Why does it have to be Tuesday?
It would-
Yeah. What does that make a difference? It gives you guys more time to put it together, and then
The only,
it'll be ready by Wednesday?
the only thing
These
the
are
problem
nothing.
the only problem I see is if something would come up on Monday,
Right,
and
that's
we
different.
needed an ordinance, you know,
Right.
you
Right.
say,
That's-
hey, you have to have an ordinance for that,
Right.
then it's gonna be a rush, but I
Got a
think
question?
if it wasn't in the,
We've delivered seven packets. When stuff like that's happened in the past, we've delivered multiple packets, so that's not an issue for us.
And we can be hit right
Deliver
here
that.
with it on the day we get here if it's an emergency deal.
Yeah.
And
We
we
can
can
deliver
be
it to a
go
corner and it doesn't matter.
tonight, right here. That's fine.
and with the ordinance, it's very easier to read than that,
Yeah. Yeah. So if there's some way you can implement that, I'd appreciate that.
He'll be down, we'll look at it and talk about it next week and see what day you would like to have that done. And you talk to Deidre and make sure, because you two ladies are the ones that really put it together.
We'll
but
figure it out.
we will get that leveling February. I'll make a note to make sure that's on there. Anything else?
All right, well, I guess if not, we'll just have a motion to,
I will move to adjourn.
we have a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
We got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I was having fun.